You're still watching Let's Talk Money with Wendy Celebi, and still not Mom Wendy. Joining me right now is one of her besties of many, many years, she tells me. Mama, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, sir.
I'm also told, though, it's not her first time on the podcast. How long ago was it that you were here?
A year ago.
A year ago. Now, you know what also happened a year ago, right?
Yes.
We released the book. I wish someone had told me. And that's why we're all here to celebrate the release of the book, to go down memory lane and chat about how the year has been. Mama, tell us a bit about your personal revelations and relationship with Umam Wind.
My personal relationship is deep. Mm-hmm. We met when we were teenagers, when we were 14, 15. Mm-hmm. And we became born-again Christians at the age of 17 and 2. And we went to school together in Swaziland. And then we stayed in Swaziland. Mm. And we were doing O-levels within 8 hours. And then Cambridge. And then in 1982, we got scholarship. But Mom didn't want to go. I went to France. And then I came back after 12 years. And we continued being sisters, being there for each other, in our families, friendship, our pains, our joys, we share them together. Her children are my kids. Her daughter is a clinical psychologist now. I was a mentor. I took her through that. And she's the best. Young psychologist, give her that to scam. That's how can
Fantastic. I was going to go into your career. You've already stepped into that one. You mentioned that you mentored Lerato. That's Mom Wendy's daughter. I'm glad you've gone into your career a bit, because I was going to ask you to talk about that. You are professionally a clinical and forensic psychologist. When you were here on your first episode, you spoke about the psychology of money. In the 12 months that this book has been out, and in your own personal reflections, having read the book, what would you say about the book?
I would say the book is fantastic. I can say I wish you could have written it a long time ago when I started my practice. Because I saw couples, I saw young people, others they committed suicide because of financial debts. Others, they divorced because of financial misunderstanding in their marriages, and to couples therapy or marriage therapy. So from this book, I realized that a lot of people, or if not a lot, but most of people don't know what to do with their first paycheck. In their first paycheck, that's already something like, I want to buy a house, but you don't have enough money. I want to buy a car, especially young men. The first thing they want, they don't have their bedrolls, don't have a bed, but they have the first BMW. And I said, wow, this book should have been there a long time ago, when Mama Wendy was still at Nedbank, when she was still working, because she was experiencing that also in her workplace. People coming and taking loans, and the more you take one loan from Nedbank, you're going to take it from ABSA to pay Nedbank, from ABSA you go to Capitec to pay ABSA, and then you're still broke. You don't have money. But if Mama Wendy has given me this book, has published this book a long time ago, I think a lot of people, especially in my practice, can I be possessive?
Go ahead.
Because I sold these books to my friends, to couples, to young people who just graduated. Because I've seen it when I was working doing some. A lot of young men, they were buying cars without money at Roseland. They graduate as doctors, they graduate as dentists, they graduate as psychologists, and this first debt is to buy a BMW.
Sure. Let's veer off course just a bit because I love that you mentioned that it's a a common phenomenon that young professionals. It's about the status symbols. Psychologically, where do you think that comes from? What's the connection? I've just graduated. I want a car and a nice big car. Where does that come from?
It comes from lack of understanding what is money, lack of understanding how to use money, lack of how to prioritize. When you first start working, people don't do that. People don't do that. Immediately, they go into this huge debt. Back in the day, in our first episode, I said people would be getting their money during our time. The most beautiful house. It was the one with big windows. So that we break the windows and they put big windows. And that's a debt, you know, that they started with. You know, trying to make their home beautiful. It's okay. It's a good thought. But do you have budget for that? If you don't have budget for that, you can't do that. Shut they were doing that. And it was pathetic because now the banks, they're not nice. I call them the big machinistas. They come and they repossess the house. And you're owing them 15,000 rand.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not fair. So in my practice, the psychology of the money is understand why you have this money.
Yeah.
Understand how are you going to save and invest. Like Wendy has said in the book, understand the priority. Where do you start? Do you want to start with a car when you don't have a bed? You want to start with a car when you don't have a room?
Yeah.
You want to start with a car when you don't have a house? What do you want to start? Or you want to start getting married? Actually, you don't even have a house to take this poor, young, beautiful woman into a house. You're going to stay with her in your mom's place. And already there are 3 generations. So that's a pity that people don't understand that from the beginning.
Yeah. Before I ask you my very last question, Mama, you keep mentioning men a bit. It might be my bias because I'm a female. Would you think it's predominantly men that have this issue of maybe not prioritizing a healthier financial life?
I like it. I like the first trend. Back in the day, it was like that. It was predominantly men because when you share. So how to go to Kenville when you stand in debut, you know? So you need to try.
Okay.
To impress somebody called a woman.
Okay.
Currently, it's the same.
Okay.
Young ladies, they go for Range Rovers and they don't also have a house. Hectic. They go for big cars, Mercedes, BMWs, and they don't even have a 2-bedroom house. So they are still staying at home. When actually they can just go to Mama Wendy and get the book and ask Mama Wendy questions and say, where do I start? You know, do I start with a car or do I start with a home?
Yeah.
Where I will belong? I want to add the generation today. I saw it in 2020. It was terrible.
During COVID.
Those who died,
Sure.
most of them didn't own a house. They were staying in this big estate, short estate, and they were renting, paying 38,000 per month. It's scary. It's because of status. People, they call it location. It's the right location today. They talk about the right location. You can't be seen staying in the south. You can't be seen staying in the township when you are working for Standard Bank.
Sure.
So what do? We take a huge bond, and then we don't know whether that company will keep you for another 5 years, and then you are retrenched, and then you have to go back.
Shots. Hectic. There's clearly a lot that we still need to learn. This is why a lot of you need to get this book. I wish someone had told me. She's telling it to you right now. Mama, my very last question. In the book, Wendy mentions how years later, having worked at Nedbank, she realized she was still making financial mistakes. Having read the book, what are some of your nuggets that you have taken from the book?
For me, it's the attitude of the man. It's very important. If we have the positive attitude about money, it means you will know that if I have 10 rand, how is my attitude towards this 10 rand? It's my attitude, the attitude of impressing the world, of making a fake life, living a fake life, or being real. That I have only 10 rand. In this 10 rand, I can invest, I can save, I can also live, a comfortable lifestyle without competing with the others. The attitude of money today is to compete with the next door neighbor. If they are living in a golf estate, I surely want to stay in the golf estate.
Yeah.
But you have money. You don't. So have the positive attitude that I have only this budget, and this budget is mine, and it's enough for me.
Yeah.
And I think Mama Wendy explained it better. And I won't go into details. I want people to buy the book. And that's all.
You heard it. Mama, thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.